Hello, welcome back to Cracking the Cryptic and happy birthday Black Doom. We've featured Black Doom once on the channel before. I just looked it up, it was on Halloween last year, so quite a while ago when the veil was very thin. I guess it's much thicker now, and it is Black Doom's birthday, so a very happy birthday to Black Doom. Now, the genesis of this puzzle was I think it's a monthly challenge set up by Skojo, who's a friend of the channel as well. And Skojo either invites the community or gets a guest or himself sets a rule that is to be used. And the rule that we're going to be introduced to today, called hit points, I think it stemmed from a pencil puzzle on the Discord server, but Black Doom has taken it and run with it and created a very interesting puzzle with a very few German whisper lines in the grid. And I have to say, I've read the rule set. I do not understand how this puzzle can have so few clues in it. I think it's a really interesting idea and I'm looking forward to giving it a go. Do check it out. But of course, also, as well as our Discord server, where there are links to it under the video and you can join in all of those intriguing challenges. There's also all sorts of things going on around the channel. So we've got, this being the 1st of May, we've got a new Sudoku hunt on Patreon. So do check that out. Go to our Patreon, download this new PDF Sudoku hunt and have a go at it. We think you will enjoy it. We've also got all sorts of things. All of our apps are available on the links under the video. We've got links to how you could get hold of our books if you hadn't got them already, including the ebook, Fog of War. We've got Sven's Sudoku Pad and our merchandise all linked there, and the catalogue of our puzzles, where I looked up when we last did a puzzle by Black Doom. It was called Lone Hut, by the way, and this is critical hit. So maybe there's a theme there in the second words of their contributions. Anyway, I'm going to do the rules now. So normal Sudoku rules apply. 1 to 9 in every row, that's not a column, every column and every 3 by 3 box. Now, let's do the German whisper rule first. On a green line, any two adjacent digits, like those two, must have a difference of at least 5. So this could be 1 and 7, but it couldn't be 4 and 8. Now, the hit points rule. A clue outside the grid gives the sum of all the cells in that column or row that contain a digit equal to the distance of that cell from the clue. So basically, if you had this going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, every single one of those digits would count towards the sum of this clue. It would be 45. If, on the other hand, you had a 6 there and none of the other digits matched their row number, the score would be 6. I think that's how it works. For example, it says in the rules, a 3 in row 3, column 2, which is there, would count towards the 15 clue in column 2. And any other number would not. So if this wasn't a 3, if that was a 6, it does not count towards the 15 sum. If it's a 3, because it's in row 3, it does. And the same here, if that's a 3, it counts towards that 15 sum. Okay, so those are the rules. It doesn't seem like enough to me, but we'll find out how it is, I hope, as we have a crack at this puzzle. So let's get cracking. I would normally run through the German whisper things that I know, but they're so small and irrelevant in this puzzle that I'm not going to. We're going to have to focus on the 15 clues. Let's try this column, which at least has 4 German whisper cells in it. Now, the digits in this that match their place in the column add up to 15. That could be a pair of 9, 6 or 8, 7. It could be a whole bunch of triples. There are a few quadruples, and then there's even one quintuple. But okay, well, this isn't the quintuple. It can't go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. because you couldn't put 4 and 5 here. If you were adding the 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 in this column, there would be the 1 here, the 2 here, the 3 here, the 4 here and the 5 here, and that would break the whisper. So we can at least rule that out. We can rule out 8, 7 as a pair. Is this worth anything? We can rule out 8, 7 as a pair because that can't be 7 and 8 because that breaks that whisper. This can't be 5 either because you can never put a 5 on a German whisper. There's no neighbour that it can sit next to. This can't be a 4. Okay, this is getting interesting. This digit can't be a 4 because you'd have to put 9 in both of those cells for the whisper. So this isn't a 4, this isn't a 5. We know it's not a 7-8 pair, but that doesn't mean that these are not. So I'm colouring those yellow because they're not digits that count towards the 15 in this column. Now that doesn't mean that this couldn't be a 2 counting towards the 15 in the row. Again, you couldn't have a 7-8 pair in the row. I mean, what good is that? Okay, I've got what this is about. Or, you know, maybe. We'll see. But obviously, 15s are the clues in this puzzle outside the grid. And they occur in rows 2, 5 and 8, columns 2, 5 and 8. It's a nice little lattice, if you like. But the interesting thing that I've just noticed, or the thing that I've now suddenly realized is important, is that for each orientation, so for these vertical 15s, the numbers add up to 45. Now, the whole point of this is there is only one 1 in row 1 that could count towards these totals. That's how to explain it. There's only 1 2 in row 2. There's only 1 3 in row 3. That's just Sudoku rules. There's only 1 4 in row 4, etc. Now, the secret that I may have shared with you in the past is that every row, column and box in a Sudoku adds up to 45. Now, the important thing today is the reason why that is the case, and that is because the digits 1 to 9 add up to 45. There is only the opportunity once in these columns to have 1 adding up to 15, so it must be in one of those 3 cells, because we need to get to a total of 45, which is 3 lots of 15, and we can only use each digit once. So we're going to use 1 once and 2 once and 3 once, etc. That is not going to be a 4. This is the point. So where does 4 go in this row? It has to be in one of these columns so it can count towards the total. And it can't be there because it would need 9s in those cells. It can't be here because it would need 9s in both of those cells. It must be here. 5's even easier. If I'd thought of 5, I could have said they can't be 5 because they're green. So 5 is there. So let's make these purple because they are counting. These are now yellow, not counting in their column. Now we need another total of 6 counting in this column. Well, that is not going to come from 7, 8 and 9. We need either 1, 2 and 3 or just a 6. Now no, what was it? Was it both of these aren't counting? No, they're not counting together. I can't keep both cells highlighted. That might be interesting now. Because if you don't take 8 and 7 together in either of these columns, yes, okay, the simple way to see this is 9 has to be used to get to the 45 total for the columns. 9 has to be used in either column or 2 or 8. So one of those is a 9. What's the 9 going with? I don't know, but I know it's not going with the 8 or the 7 in its column. So if this is a 9, that can't be 8 and 7 above it. Either 8 or 7, because the count for the column would go over 15. So whichever one of these is a 9 has a 7, 8 in the other column because they don't appear here. We've yellowed those cells, and they don't appear in the column with the 9 in. Right, so the 9 cannot be here because that would put the 7 and 8 here and break the whisper. So the 9 is over this side, the 7 and 8 are over this side, and this is how we rock today. That column is done. Ooh. We've got the 15 absolutely covered. We've done them, so we've made the total up. In this column, we're not going to use those now. Now, one of these columns is going to use 1, 2, and 3, and the other column is going to use 6. I'm going to pencil mark these because this is probably going to take us into the rows next. Oh, it's a lovely idea. This is so clever. Now, we get this 8. That is contribute. Now, can we do the same sort of thing? Well, this is not a 4 now because of Sudoku. So we yellow that. This is not a 9, or the total in this row would already be 17. So that's yellow. Sorry about that. Right, sorry about that. I know Simon's a bit busy today, so I did have to deal with him there. Right, where did we get to? We were looking at this row where we had decided that 9 could not be a hit point number. Also, it can't be 8 plus 7 because we can't put another 7 there. So we need to make up the 7 using 6, 4, 3, and 1. Well, that's one of the pairs, either 6, 1 and 3, 4. But I don't think we can know which one. Now, could that be... Okay, we've already got 5 towards the hit points in row 5. We need another 10. I was going to say that's going to be a pair of either 9, 1, 7, 3. But it could also be 6, 3, 1. Okay, let's think about row 2, which has no green lines in it at all. So one of these is providing a 9. That much we know. Okay, maybe we have to think about the 1, 2, 3s that will transpire here. No, if that was a 6... Well, if that was a 6, this couldn't be a 9. No, let's do German whispers. Oh, of course. Of course. Right, this is beautiful. What is the high digit in this pair of digits on the German whisper? Because one of them is low and one of them is high. Now, the high one is not 7 or 8 by Sudoku. It's not 6, because 6 would need 2 1s either side of it. So the high digit can't be 6. The high digit must be 9. And therefore this is not a 9, so we get to put a 9 in here and colour it purple. That is contributing to the sum here. Now, 7 doesn't, because that would bust the number up to 16. So the 7 that does contribute to the 45 total in the hit point across rows is here. And isn't that pretty? We get to put that 7 in. To make up the other 3 in this row, we're going to have a 3 there. Now maybe, never mind if we can, I'll get back to that in a moment. This was either going to be 6, 1 or 3, 4. It's not now 3, 4, so that is 6, 1. And this may, when we get up to row 2, where we must know exactly what we've got to do, because these have gone yellow, and it looks like, oh, this doesn't look like the right total now. Oh yeah, that's also yellow. Now it does. 9, 4, and 2. And that 2 is absolutely vital in finishing the down columns. This must be the 1, 2, 3 now, and that's the 6. Isn't that incredible? I love it. I love this puzzle. It's so brilliant. Black Doom warned us that there would be some nice deductions, and I am going to agree. So there we go. That's the framework we get from all the hit points. They're all done now, and we'll find that the purple cells here, which are the digits that appear in their respectively numbered rows, add up to 15, 15, 15, and in totally different combinations across 15, 15, and 15. Glorious. Right, I promised to come back to this, where this is a low digit, 1 or 2, because of the 7 next to it. This must be 9. And this is low, 1, 2, or 3. I'm a bit surprised still that apparently we have enough information. Oh, hang on. This is not going to work. This is not going to work. What low digit can we put on this pair? I've got something wrong. That is so distressing. We can't put 4 on that pair because the other digit will be a 9. In fact, we don't have enough low digits to populate these at all. So I've definitely done something wrong, and that's really, really surprising. I apologise to Black Doom and to you, and we will go back and find out what it was. I reckon I was good up until we decided, I mean, this felt right. We decided that one of these has to be a 9. One of them is high, and it can't be a 6. So one of them is a 9, and that's not a 9, and we need a 9 in this column on the hit point rows, and it's got to be there. And surely that means this can't be a 7, and this can't be a 7 by Sudoku, so that must be a 7. I just don't see how that can be wrong. Now in this row, we need another 3 points. Oh, could that be a 2? Oh, you see, I was looking at that as yellow, which I coloured from a down perspective. Ah, okay, I'm so sorry. Let's go back entirely to when we started doing the acrosses. We got to this point, basically, with the downs. Now I'm going to get rid of all the yellow, because that confused me. Right, the acrosses don't use that yellow, but this 8 doesn't go with a 9 in its row. Should I use yellow again? Let's use blue to be not hit point for the rows. That can't be a 7 because of this. We need another 7 in various cells. Anyway, still it's true that one of these is a 9. That deduction is sound. So this isn't the 9 in the hit points, that is. And then 8 and 7 can't go with that. And therefore the 7, that is obviously not 8, and that's not 9 now. The 7 is going to have to be in this row, and that's right. But we could now do it with a 1, 2 there, instead of with a 3 there. Yes, this is what I've done wrong. Oh, I mean, my goodness, that's confusing. It was confusing to me. It's not confusing to you because you're smarter. Now, we're going to have 6 in this row, but that could, well, we're not going to use 5 because that is definitely sitting in this cell. Purples do count, yellows don't. Now, this is either a 3 or a 2, 1 pair. In this row, we're not using 5, 1 to make up the remaining balance of 6. So we could use 4, 2, or we could use 1, 2, 3. I must have missed, yes, we could use, sorry, we could use 4, 2, or we could use 1, 2, 3, or we could use a single 6. But of course, what I'm now realizing is, we said that that could be 1, 2, 3, or that could be 1, 2, 3 in the columns, but this can't be, because you need a low digit there and a low digit there. So that was absolute Bobbinsy nonsense. That's a 6. This is 1, 2, 3. That was always obvious, and I didn't see it. And now that's a 2. This cannot be a 2 and goes blue. And now we can't use 1, 2, 3. We can't use 2, 4. We can't use 1, 5. We must use a single 6, and we've made up the sum in row 2. And in row 3, I still don't know whether we're using 3 or 1, 2. We're not using 6. We must use 4 in row 8. Did I call this row 3? I called that row 3 and it's row 5, sorry. And here we're either using 3 or 1, 2 in the across. Here, either 3 or 1, 2. Okay, so this is our framework now, and it's different from what I claimed a moment ago. we get that as low, 1, 2, or 3. Now let's try and use the German whispers. We've got one high digit there and one high digit here. And they are 7 and 8. So these are all lowish digits from 1, 2, and one of them is a 5. That's not a 2, we know that. 6 has to be in one of those cells. Where's 6 in column 4? Not there by Sudoku, not there by the whisper, because that can't be a 1. So this is 6. That's 6 in row 4. Where's 4 in this box? It can't be there because that can't be 9. So 4 goes there. And that's now not a 4. 5 is on one of those cells. 5 can never be in a green cell, as we mentioned earlier. Okay, so whichever one of these is 7 is going to use 1 or 2 as its partner. Whichever one of these is 8 is going to use 1, 2, or 3. So 4 has to be up here somewhere, and 5 has to be up here somewhere. This digit sees 4, 5, 6. Oh, this digit sees all the low digits. So this is high, 7, 8, or 9. This is low, 1, 2, or 3. This is low, 1, 2, or not 4, because we know that 4 is in one of those cells. So that's 1 or 2. And this is now 4 of the 5 lower digits. There's going to be a low digit here as well. Can it be a 4? I think it could, which is a shame. Okay, we need a 5 in one of those cells. Oh yes, look, 5 in row 4 is very straightforward. 5 in column 3 is in one of those two. Now one of these is a 2. Is that any use to me? Probably not at the moment. No, I don't know. 7 is in one of those cells. I'm just sort of forced back into the path of general Sudoku at the moment. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 go in here. Oh, there's a low digit here, so this is high, 7 or 8. There must be a straightforward way of doing this. One of these two is a 2 because it has to be on the line. So that's and that are not 2s. These are now from 1, 3, 4, 5. Oh. Okay, so 1 of 7 is here, and one of 7 or 8 is here, and 1 of 7 or 8 is here. Yeah, I knew that. That's fine. No, I'm not right in thinking that we have to use 1 and 2 in these cells. No, I'm sorry, I'm not quite getting this done. We have a low digit here, which is 1, 2, or 3. If that was a 2, that would be high, and that would be low. I don't know. 4, 6, 5, we've got a 7, 9, 8. Come on, Mark, find something to hang a hat on here. That's not a 5, that's 7, 8, or 9. That is high. This is low, 1, 2, or 4. Not ruling out 4 yet. That's not middling. Okay, I'm sorry, I'm not really getting what's going on for the rest of the puzzle. We still need a 5 and a 6 in this row. Oh, that's quite interesting. The 5 now, oh no, it could be there. The 6 could be there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. So these are from 5, 7, 8, 9. Maybe I do need to focus on which of these is a 3 and where 2 and 1 go. Now, if 2, 1 went here, that's high, but that's also low. And since it can't be a 4 because we can't put a 9 there, if that's 1 and 2, that's a 3. And that's 8 specifically then. And then these are 1 and 7, and that will be a 3. Okay, it doesn't work, I think, but it's not easy to see. It's probably not the way to do the puzzle. Let me just think a bit more clearly about what we're trying to achieve here. That's 7, 8, or 9. That's definitely high. It's these green lines. They're doing something for me. What are they doing? 4 and 5 are up here. So one of these is a 2. One of these is a 1. And one of these in the other box is a 3. So if that was the low 2, that's a 1 then. This has to be low and is a 3. Well, that's interesting. That means that in this box, either that's a 3 or that's a 3. So this is a slightly different pencil mark, but one of those two is a 3. Oh, so this one can't be a 3. Is that right? If this is a 2 in the box, that's a 1, and this has to be low and becomes a 3. Alternatively, that is a 3 in the box, because we've either got a 1-2 pair there and a 3 here, or a 1-2 pair there and a 3 here. Now 3 is in one of those positions. This can't be 3, and since 3 has to be in one of these rows, it's there. And those have no place in the puzzle. This is a 1-2 pair, and those are purple, and I mean I could finish off colouring the blues in the rows, and we are basically done on all the hit point things now. So let's get rid of the blue. There we go. We've done them in purple. That one was purple, sorry, that's how we finish off. So we've got 15 in row 8, 15 in row 6, and we do still, despite my efforts, we do still have different combinations of every pair, which is quite, oh no, we don't, we have the same one. Oh, I see, in this column, I've done, yeah, the purple is right for the rows, but not for the columns now. Oh, I'm really messing this up. Right, there we go, the purple is right for the rows, so there is a 6-9 column, and there is a 6-9 row, in fact, in terms of the hit points. Anyway, this is 7 or 8. We need a 1 here because I think we need a 1 here. The low digit on this pair can't be 2 or 3. If it was 4, that digit would either be 4 or 9, and it can't be either. So we're going to have a 1 in one of those cells, along with a high digit that is 7 or 8. This is a 1, 7, 8 triple, and this is now a 3, 4, 5 set. This is going to be high or low, depending on that. I don't know the answer. This can't be a 7 by Sudoku. Oh, that can't be a 7 by Sudoku. That's quite a big deal there. 8 there, 1 there, 7 there. That's a 2, that's a 1. This isn't 2, that's not 2. Okay, now I've actually got some traction finally. I think that's been available for a long time. I've made a bit of a pig's ear of this puzzle. That has to be a 3 on the whisper there, because 1 and 2 are gone in the box. 89. So this digit is 4, 5, 6 or 7. It can't be 5 on the whisper. If it's 4 or 6, this is 1 or 9. If it's 7, this is 1 or 2. A bit surprised I don't get more out of that. Nine, 6, 7. That can't be 1 anymore by Sudoku, so it's 2. Then I have 4, 8, 9 to place in this row. That's given me a triple in the central box, hasn't it? A 7, 8, 9 triple. That's very useful because now this digit is low and this one is high and it can't be 7, it's a 6. That's a 1, that's a 3, that's a 1. That's not a 1 and this is not a 7 on the whisper. That has become an 8, so that's not an 8. That's a 9, that's a 7. 6, 8, 9 down here, I can fill them in suddenly. 3, 8, 6, 1, 2, 9. We need 5 or 7 there. 9, 6, 8, 4. Okay, the whisper doesn't seem to be resolving those fully yet. That's become a 9. These two are from 3, 5, 7. 4 is in one of those cells. Oh, that's the 2 to complete the box. That puts 2 in one of those 2 cells. That's not a 9 anymore. 2, 7, 1, 6. I'm looking along the row. 5 and 3 are over this side. 9 is over that side. 4, 6, 8, 9, 2. That's 1 or 5. This 3, 4, 5 triple is not resolved. Not by me anyway. 8, no. 9, 6, 8, 4, 2. 1 and 3 are both over this side. 4 is down in one of those cells and in one of those. 6, 8, 4. Can I use this? If that was 4, 9, this would be an 8. And that would be a 5. 5, 1, 8, 3, 9, 4. That would be a 6. Oh, this is a triple. 3, 4, 5, 1. 2 and 6 in this box are in those cells. And therefore that must be 9. And this is a 7, 8 pair. Now 9 is in definitely one of those 2. Oh look, I've got a 9 looking at that cell. So that's 7, that's 2, that's 9. This is what we wanted. That's now 6. This is 4 or 5, so the 8 in the row is there. That's 7 in the corner. This is a 5, 8 pair, but the 7, 8 pair tells us which way round they go. That is 3 or 4, just as is that. So we can place 1 in this box. Doesn't give me the 1 in column 9 as far as I can see. That's become a 4. That's 9. This is 4. 5, 7 and 8 in the column. Right, I know where 8 is. That's a 4 in the corner. Let's get rid of the corner marks there. This is where 4 is in box 9 now. 6 is in one of those cells, not very helpful. That's a chocolate teapot triple. We've got a 6 somewhere there. 3, 8, 5. Oh, I know where 8 goes. The 3, 5 are still a pair. That has become a 3 by Sudoku. That's going to finish my triple in box 1. This is now a 5, 6 pair. We've got 4 there. Looking down the final column, I've got a 3, 5 pair and a 1, 2 pair. That's not a 7 anymore. So the 7 in the row is there. That's the 5 in box 9. That's a 3. That's the 5 in box 8. This is a 1 to complete the column. That puts 2 in the corner. and everything is finishing off now. Let's do the top, then the bottom, which needs a 6 and a 3. That's a 7, and this too finishes an excellent puzzle. I am not critical of Critical Hit. I think it's been brilliant. And that 32-minute time must be very reflective of the time I actually took. I think the clock must have paused while I had the break in the middle. Excellent. Thank you for watching. That's a lovely puzzle, Black Doom. You're absolutely right to recommend it. Really interesting. Sorry about my confusion about colouring. Maybe I was really only doing it to explain. Maybe I shouldn't have bothered at all. But that led to the mistake in the middle that was fairly quickly fixed and then revealed why the mistake had occurred. So apologies, obviously, but got it done, loved it, and we'll be back tomorrow with more Sudoku. Thanks for watching, and bye for now.